That was the hardest thing I've ever done.
Good for you, lady. I bet her marriage lasts the distance. It goes the distance. Women have endless content of just trying to be men. Basically, they're trying to be men with these jobs and they're quitting jobs, and you see their emotions just are a roller coaster. You know, they'll quit a job, get on TikTok, and like cry about it. Like they're emotionally involved. It's wild.
It's done. I'm free. I thought quitting was the hardest part, but telling everyone is actually the hardest part because I love so many of my coworkers. This is really hard. New day because I was too like emotionally exhausted after telling everyone to even like talk about this because I was crying a lot. But why was I crying so much if I made the decision to quit? This is like the most bittersweet thing that I could ever do. This is my first like adult corporate job. I grew so much at this role. Like, of course I've had jobs in high school and college, like something had to pay for all the concerts I was going to, but this was like the first job where I was just like in an office with the same team. It turns out to be like 2 years and 4 months by the day that I quit. But like, if you know, I was a Big Four accountant, and the people that you work with, you are trauma bonded with. And I know that sounds like absolutely ridiculous to say about a corporate job, but you are working like 100+ hour weeks. You are burnt out to the extreme, and yet you still keep working with these people and you become like such close friends with them. So it was the hardest thing ever for me to let go of that. But like, for my own,
Yeah, women are upset about the connections that they lose. They don't have these friends anymore. They miss that stuff. You know, a guy will never really say that. A guy's not going to come on here crying about being laid off and then be like, oh my God, all my friends I don't get to see anymore. He's just worried about providing for his family.
mental and physical health, I had to, because it was getting really bad. Yeah, so if you've noticed I've been quiet on here for a little bit, it's because I was interviewing for jobs. I will also go into more details of like pros and cons
How's
of the
that
Big
going?
Four, why I left, with more detailed reasons, because I know this wasn't very detailed. But as someone who overshares on the internet, I just had to let you guys know that I quit my job.
You don't need an explanation. Somebody else needs to hear this today. Something my boss just taught me as I was essentially telling him that I couldn't work for the business anymore.
Yeah, you can just leave. It's not that serious. Women are going to start finding this out as it gets harder and harder. Like, they don't care. They prefer you just leave. Just quit. Just walk out. Then they don't have to pay you anymore. And they'll find somebody else that's more efficient, most likely.
Which shocked me. As I'm explaining my life and what's going on and how everything is a mess and da 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 da, I need to like figure my shit out. He goes, Chelsea,
Bye.
thank you for explaining all of that to me. I appreciate it. But you don't have to explain anything. If you need to do what you gotta do, go do it. You don't have to explain yourself.
Correct. Yeah, just do you, sister. It doesn't have to be, your whole life isn't a movie. There doesn't need to be a story, a plot, a fucking peak. Just do it. Nobody cares.
That we can't just be or do or make decisions because.
I gotta be honest, I quit my corporate job that made me like $200,000 a year. And all I can
Wow.
think about is working like back of house at a restaurant. Like, I truly think that like that's the only thing that will make me happy. Like, the thought of going back into corporate America, like in any capacity, just doesn't make me happy. Like, I'm not like the joy that
I don't know. She may have a ring or something, but not in today's world would somebody quit $200,000 a year job to go work at a fucking restaurant.
it would be to like work on the grill, you know, serve up orders, quick, fast.
Yeah, I suppose if you have a husband at home who's paying for everything and you could just go work for fun, for funny money, that's the only way that's working, sister.
Communication with customers. Like, that's like what I want to do.
So I quit my job and I don't have a backup plan. And you're probably thinking, why the fuck would you do that in this economy? And you're so right for that. I honestly just woke up one day and I realized I don't want to work in an environment like this anymore. It's not good for me. It's not good for my mental health. And I've kind of put up with this for a bit longer than I probably should have. So I myself, actually. Well, I gave 5 weeks, of course. But then I walked out.
I quit my corporate job last month. I didn't know if I was going to talk about it on here, but why not? I'm trying to leave the tech industry now. I think this is my 3rd time of trying to get out. And it's really hard. It's really hard to leave because there's so much money.
No backup plan, and here's why. I was very transparent with my job during the whole process, and I told them several times, when our house sells, it usually takes like 30 days to close after you accept an offer. I will let you know as soon as I accept an offer. That way, you all will have like 30 days. You'll have like a 30-day notice to hire somebody else in my spot. It was also no secret that I wasn't happy there because the crap that I've put up with out of these girls is ridiculous, and most people wouldn't have stayed as long as I did. Literally talked about me behind my back for years, would have group texts about me, and they would also sit up at the front desk and talk about me behind my back. So when we decided to move to...
This one's got a ring. That's a good sign. So none of this matters, to her. It's just funny. She's got a man. Good for her.
Florida, and that was like our final decision. Everything that these girls had done to me, said about me behind my back, all this was at the forefront of my brain. So yes, I was miserable, and I didn't want to come into work with these two-faced girls. But anyways, so I was still respectful, and I wasn't going around every single day talking about how miserable I was or how I didn't want to be there. But when she would ask me, I would be honest with her, and now, looking back, it's like everything that you asked me and I responded to, you used to manipulate me, and you twisted it to make me look like the bad guy. So on Monday, the operations manager / hygienist, we'll call her Fiona, she decided to have a meeting with me on Monday in her office. So I go in there, she's like bullcrapping, beating around the bush. I don't like that. That's not the type of person I am. She knows that. So I was like, what I'm hearing is someone said something. Who is it? I don't like you beating around the bush. So she's like, dentists have came to me with their concerns, but then also it's stuff that I've noticed as well. She is concerned that since I'm miserable there, that I'm going to hurt morale, right? After that, I went to lunch, I talked to my husband, he's like, yeah, I quit, I don't care. Like, whatever. So I was like, okay, good.
Yes. Yep. Great situation you put yourself in, ladies. Or this lady. Do that. Find a man who's going to provide for her. Notice how he didn't give a shit? Exactly. He wants her to be happy, not slaving away at some shitty job. Fucking quit that job. Find something better where it's just chill. Good for you, lady. I bet her marriage lasts the distance. It goes the distance. They're going to make it. That's my prediction. On that note, I have to get my ass to work right now. I got to go. All right, peace.